Hey guys, this is the Honda CRV 2022 VI. This is the base specs, base version, and I paid $35,500 drive away from a local Honda dealership. In fact, the first time in my life I've actually paid the asking price for a car. Honda apparently does not let you bargain. There's no haggling, there's no discount, so you just pay whatever the amount is. And to be honest, I am quite happy with the car. I am coming from a Toyota Prado, so I'm going to compare the car in terms of how it drives and how it feels and road comfort and all that sort of stuff in the video. Stay around. So this actually is the front of the car, as you can see. So it does not come up with any fog lamps. So right down there are no fog lamps. And the headlights, I really don't like the headlights in this car, even though it's got daytime running lights, which is LED, which is fine. But the headlamps is actually halogen, and they are awful, absolutely awful. They're not bright enough when you're driving, especially in the dark. I hate the headlights in this car. Okay, so this is how it looks at the rear of the car, and it's fairly sleek. From the outside, it's pretty much the same, the old versions, the old specs. So with the VTEC versions, I think you have a little sticker down here, the thing that takes VTEC, but this car is just 2 liters naturally aspirated engine, so you don't get any of those. So with the rear, I think all the lights at the back is LED, and I'm quite happy with the rear, it's no problem. Now, one thing that I really like about this car is the size of the tire. You see this? It's fairly big. Look at the chunky side wall over here. It's 235, 65, 17, and the ride comfort on the road when you're actually taking this car and the potholes and all that sort of stuff, it's really comfortable. It's absolutely cushioning, it's soft, and I really like about this car. I'm coming from the Prado. Look, I think to some extent this one's actually a little bit more better in terms of ride quality than the Prado. I'm just going to take you to the inside of the car. This is the driver's side door. Even though it's not leather, the fabric is really good. And you get the folding mirrors, door lock, unlock mirrors, and the driver's side is the auto. So it's fairly good. The space over here is really good as well. And on the inside, look, the space here is absolutely phenomenal. I clearly remember with my Prado, there's the space on the front and even in the back. I'll show you shortly. The space here on the front and the back, it's really like limousine, to be honest. The steering wheel does not have any leather on it, but having said that, all these, the cut marks over here, it feels really comfortable when you're actually holding it. I don't have any complaints about that. The seat, it's really fabricy. I know it's fabric, but they're really comfortable. I really like the little lump over here that actually supports your lumbar area at the back when you're actually driving it. So that's really good. So I've only driven this car about 681 kilometers, which is fairly new. The infotainment system is fairly basic, but the resolution is quite good. This is actually quite good compared to Prado, the one that I had. I think the resolution in this screen is better than my previous car, Toyota Prado, that I recently sold. But it's really laggy, sometimes it doesn't function. You can customize it in so many ways. You can look into other YouTube videos if you want to, but the resolution is fairly good, and it's 7 inches. Now the shifter, the gear shifter, the thing is over here, so sometimes I find it a bit difficult. One of the complaints that I have with this lever here is every time I want to defog the front, especially in Melbourne here, it's fairly cold sometimes, especially in the morning, and you got really misty, and you want to use the the defogger. So every time you want to go in it or press that button, this thing comes in the front, and you're touching it, and you sometimes go at the back on this way, or you just have to really, be careful about that as well. Apart from that, there's no issues. The front screen over here, the gauge, you've got the digital gauge, speedometer. And the build quality overall is really good, actually. And the finish here, even though this is the base spec car, It is really good. I had to actually pay for the carpets as well. The dealer won't give it to me for free. You know, this is something really new to me, because I buy a lot of cars. I mean, to say that, you know, every 2 or 3 years I'm changing my car, but this is actually the first time in my life I'm paying the full asking price for a car. And look, I'm happy, because, you know, I mean, considering the COVID times, and you know, you don't have the cars readily available in many dealerships. There's so many months of wait. I could just go in and I could get the car in 15 days, so that was all right. So the space over here, you can slide this, and it's really handy. So with the VI version, you only get a 12-volt socket over there. There are no USB chargers or anything. Down here you get 2 USBs. This one on the left hand side, it's actually your Apple CarPlay. It's 1.5 milliamps, and this one is 1 amps. Yes, only 2 USB ports, and that 12-volt socket. That is all you have for your iPhones and your devices and all that sort of stuff. And glove box down here is decent. You know, you got some cup holders, and there's cup holders there, and you got some bottle holders and all that sort of stuff in there as well. So one thing over here is on the passenger side as well, you have the door lock and unlock as well, the buttons. And the mirrors are fairly chunky. It's really good about that. So about the front seats, like I said, I really like this elevated part here, in the middle. It really supports your lumbar as you're driving. You know, this is manually adjusted seats. You don't have lumbar supports, but it's designed in such a way that this section over here, you can feel it when you actually sit down on it, and that's really good. So over here, all the lights are LEDs. So there is I can't show it to you right now, but there are 2 little lights. There's one over here and one over there as well. So especially when you're driving in dark, you have these 2 mini, like very little small LEDs flashing directly underneath over here, and that actually gives you some sort of you know, visibility, especially when you're driving in the dark and you don't want to turn the lights on. You know, you're not allowed to drive with the lights on, so you turn that off, but you still have these 2 mini LEDs flashing straight down here, which is really clever feature. You have that at the back as well. I'll show it to you shortly. But look, overall on the front, you get the dual zone climate control. You have Apple CarPlay and digital speedometer. You got the electronic parking brakes over here, and overall space and build quality is phenomenal. If Honda would put just leatherette or some kind of leather wrapping into the steering, I think it would have made fantastic. Apart from that, you also get the cruise control, but this is not adaptive, which is okay for me. It does the job. It gets me from point A to point B, and it also lets you know if people sitting at the back seat have been wearing, or they, you know, put on the seat belts or not. So that's also a clever feature, so I really like that as well. Apart from that, in terms of fuel economy, I think I'm getting about 7.2. Let me just double check on that. This is, I think, where it tells me average. Okay, maybe on this one. Yeah, there you go. It's giving me 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers. So it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Now, when it's driving, yes, it's only 2 liters. There's not enough torque. It's 189 newton meters of torque or something. I am coming from Prado, which is 500 newton meters. You can feel that it struggles at times, especially when it's going uphill. But overall, for day-to-day living, and if you're driving it in the city mainly, there is absolutely no problems. This car drives like a dream, okay? But now, if you're loading the car with like 5 people and they've got their luggages and all that sort of stuff, then it will obviously struggle. But if it's just going to be like you and your partner and maybe a kid or 2, you know what I mean? So it's not too heavy, like not a lot of people on their gears, then there's no problems whatsoever for this car. Now, I'll show you the engine area as well, and we'll go to the back seat. Right, so this is the engine area. Tons of space in there. Not that you're going to modify this car, put in dual batteries and all that sort of stuff, but I went ahead with this 2-litre naturally aspirated engine from Honda, because they've been making this engine for many years. My understanding is that they've actually perfected the engine. You can feel that even though with the CVT transmission when you're driving the car. It's you have to get inside the car and drive it. You know, if you're needing something really zippier, something that's really fast, you know what I mean, like it takes you from 0 to 100 in what, 6-7 seconds, and this is not the car for you. But if you want something to live with on an everyday basis, you're taking it to work and, you know, going around with kids, and there's absolutely no problems. Phenomenal. The car is brand new, as you can see, only driven 600 plus kilometers, and this is how the engine area looks. So now this is the rear seat. Just look at how wide the door opens, mate. You know, this is how wide it is. You can just go in and shut the door, and this feels like limousine. I'm not a tall person. I'm just 5.6, 5'6" inches, 7 inches perhaps. But you know, look at how much space I've got. That's the tow room. I can really stretch. Yeah, just phenomenal. And you got the air vents at the back, but you don't get any USB chargers. You have map pockets on both the sides. The seats are really comfortable. You also get this cup holder. Yeah, really good, you know. And you got space there for you know, throwing some bottles in there and all that sort of stuff in there. So it's really good there too. So a big take from my side. And over here as well, as I was talking, it's all LED lights at the rear as well. And over here, just this little beam, if you can see, this one throws a little beam of light directly underneath over here. So people sitting at the back, if they want to access light without you know, turning these lights on, they can actually do that as well. So which is really clever. You know, it does not, the drivers on the other side will not be able to notice that we have some form of lights going on inside of the car. So this is a really clever feature, and I like that as well. The seats over here at the back are really comfortable. Then space, mate. Just look at the space, man. You know, it feels like limousine. Absolutely like limousine. And the build quality here is also really good. It's not that, you know, many cars on the front are you know, really good looking. They've got very good finish, but at the back, as you come in, it's not really good. This is nice and soft. And the build quality, even though, you know, it's not really like metal or something, it's plasticky, but you can see that it's really good the way they've designed this car. Quite happy. And the seats recline as well, just small, just a little bit, not too much. But if you're taking this car for a long drive, going out with family, then I don't think there will be any issues. No problems whatsoever. Quite happy. Now let's go and check this out. Check out the boot space, and I'll show you the spare tire as well. Right, so this is the boot space. I think 522 liters or something it is. So you get these lights over here as well. I don't know how you can turn this off. I would want to. And then these levers here, if you pull them up, the seat's actually going to go down like fully flat. It goes fully flat. So you know, if you are away from the city and you want to just, you know, get into your car and lie down, maybe you could do that as well. And you got levers on both sides, so it's 60-40. So just that seat for that lever, and 2 of those seats for that lever as well. And on this side here, over here as well, you've got some space. You can put something in here as well, which is really clever. And on this side as well. So you got tie down points over here too, over here as well. And you got some tie down points over here as well. So which is really handy. Okay, now I'll show you the spare tire. So the spare tire over here underneath, big tick from my side. It's the alloys, proper full-size spare tire from Honda. A lot of these cars, you know, especially taking it a little bit away from city, going into the country, and you got a flat tire, then obviously you'll struggle, because spare tires, you know, the spare savers are not meant to take you for more than what, 300-400 kilometers, and you know, for safe and confident, putting it in the driveway, in the freeway. But this one over here, like, big tick from my side. This is also one of the reasons why I chose Honda CRV with Mazda CX-5. I was really thinking about taking Mazda CX-5 in comparison to Honda CRV, but when I knew that CX-5 comes with Space Saver, I'm not a big fan of Space Saver, to be honest. I went ahead with this, and I'm really happy with it. No problems. Big tick for Honda for this. As pardon the wind. So this is again 2022 Honda CRV VI. Looks really sleek, and it drives really well as well. So look, if you've got any questions, just comment down below, and I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. But look, would I recommend this car? Absolutely, absolutely. I would definitely 100% recommend this car, considering how smooth it is in the roads, how comfortable it is on the road. Look, little potholes and a bit of inconsistencies on the road that we have in Australia, in many parts of Australia, you will not notice. It rides like a limousine. If you haven't test driven it, take it out for a test drive. Buy whatever you want to, but if you are considering this car, go for it. Go for it. One of the reasons why I didn't go for a turbo engine is one, it's first thing, it's expensive. It's more than $3,000. You have to pay another $3,000 plus to get that engine, and it's a turbo engine, so it comes with its own maintenance and all that sort of stuff. With Prado, it's 2.8 litre turbo diesel. So if you take it out for a spin, then you would obviously have to let the turbo cool down to properly look after it. You don't want to, you can't treat the turbo engines like the engines that are naturally aspirated. You have to look after the turbos. I didn't really want that. I didn't want to spend more money on the car because I know that I'm going to go for a different car in a couple of years time anyway, so this is going to be with me for another year or two, maybe 3, depends how we go. But in terms of practicality, in terms of ride comfort, in terms of space, it's a big take from my side. And again, this car comes with 5 years of roadside assist, and it's also low annual servicing as well. I think I will be charged $125 only per year, so that's 10,000 kilometers at 12 months, and the cost is $125 cap price servicing for 5 years. Go figure, so it's really good. I recommend this car, yes I do. If it's going to be daily runabout, by all means. Right, so thanks very much for checking this out, guys. If you've got any questions, please comment down below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. And my apologies about the noise because there's construction going on around here. Thank you.